It is not every day you see two people totally miss the point of their own statements, or to make statements that are so completely detached from the reality that everybody else is living in. You got to wonder how they do it. How is it possible to miss the mark so incredibly? And then you realize the people I'm talking about are Don Lemon and the mayor of Chicago, Lori Lightfoot. And you're like, oh, yeah, that's how it's done. Welcome to the show, everybody, presented by Americans for Prosperity, americansforprosperity.org, economic liberty, free speech. You know, I'm down with those things. This is exactly what, when I eventually build the home cigar lounge, it will look like. Well, it's close to say the least. I'm going to share with you two pieces of video that came out in the last 48 hours, because they're these wonderful examples of people who are so involved with themselves, so believe in their own self-righteousness. They don't even understand how funny it is that they say these things. And I don't know, do I start with Don Lemon or do I start with Lori Lightfoot? Do I start with the CNN host? Well, the for now CNN host. There is no way he is with CNN in 3 months. With all the changes that Chris Lick, the CEO of CNN, is making, there's no way Don Lemon remains on that morning show. There just isn't. I mean, they haven't filled the Chris Cuomo slot, and they want to fill it with a comic. Like Bill Maher is going to leave his HBO gig to go do CNN 5 days a week. He has no need to do that. Jon Stewart, I don't think, is interested in doing that much work anymore. And Jon Stewart used to at least be funny. Even though I may have disagreed with him on things, he was at least funny. There was incredible thought there. What he's doing with his show at HBO, a problem with Jon Stewart, it's not funny. It's just sad. And he's got the talent, he's got skill, he's got the heart. I just wish he'd apply it. Even if we disagree with him, it could at least be good. He's in the low-hanging fruit business over there. Where is it? Apple TV. Low-hanging fruit business is where he's at. So I don't know. Do we care which one I start with? Does it matter which one I start with? No? Good. Okay, fine. We'll start with Lori Lightfoot. This is the mayor of Chicago. And the mayor of Chicago knows that there's a crime problem, but believes that the crime problem would be reduced if you would just stop carrying cash.
Heard a lot of rhetoric here, a lot of sound bites, but not a lot of concrete solutions on how we get the job done and make our residents and our workers safe. We're doing it every single day.
I think the follow-up is, and your solution is?
I just explained it. We have been in Little Village working with those street vendors, understanding what the nature of the crime is, making sure that we're doing things in concert with them to help them make sure that their money is secure, not use money, if at all possible, using other forms of transactions to take care of themselves.
So there's a crime problem in Little Village. There's a crime problem that street vendors are dealing with, and it would all be solved if they would stop accepting cash. Why go after the criminal when you can just tell people, well, you're the problem? What Mayor Lori Lightfoot said to the street vendors is, and I'm paraphrasing here, your skirt is too short. What? Never mind an insane thing to say. It's a nasty thing to say, but it's detached from the problem. And the problem is the crime. Why is there so much crime in Chicago on her watch, on progressives' watch in total? Why isn't she saying, what I'm doing isn't working, let's change what I'm doing? And the answer is no. No. Let's make sure that the street vendor knows that if they just didn't take cash, things would be better. Now, some people will argue that you shouldn't carry cash on you. Oh, I never carry cash on me. I don't actually understand this, people. I don't get the people who don't carry cash. I think carrying cash is an extremely important thing to do. I think it's weird. And maybe I'm a throwback. Like I look at men who don't carry cash and I'm like, I don't quite get you. I don't understand how that's. To me, there's something very unmanly about not carrying cash. And look, it's me. It's a personal thing. It has nothing to do with you, whether or not you're a good father or a good husband or a good person, right? Of course not. Just it kind of weirds me out. When people don't carry cash. And then, of course, there's this whole push to the cashless society, which I I absolutely oppose. I favor cryptocurrency. I favor a decentralized currency, something that I can utilize as I see fit and not being tracked, all those things. A digital currency from the country? You out of your mind? The government watching every single purchase you make? Well, Tony, they can do that with credit cards, but they can't stop you from making purchases, and nobody discusses this. With a digital currency, people worry about the tracking of purchases. No, 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 no. The issue is when they say you've bought enough. Oh, this is your third candy bar this month, but we know from your digitized health records that you're overweight, so we won't let you buy candy bars this month. Oh, you've already bought too much ammunition. Well, we're not halting the Second Amendment. We're not keeping you from engaging your Second Amendment rights. Oh, what a silly thing. We just think that you've spent too much money on ammunition, so we're not going to allow that purchase. Now you say to me, Tony, this isn't going to happen. This doesn't happen. Didn't we see this exact thing play out in China? We saw people protesting the draconian, insane, murderous lockdowns over COVID in China, which, by the way, saved no lives whatsoever, only destroyed lives. And what happened during those protests? On people's phones where they had their vaccine passports, their acceptability, right? You'd have to show it in order to get in someplace. They all went from green to yellow or red. All of them. Because there was a protest. And this was a way for them to utilize their health status against them and control the people. They won't do that with a digital currency? Of course they'll do it with a digital currency. Oh, we're having a rush on these products, so we're not going to allow these people to buy this product. And wait till you get into a whole racial conversation of equity. No, this group was this certain skin color. They can't buy this product to make sure this group with this skin color can buy this product. We've already heard people talking about this. Why wouldn't they utilize it? Anybody who favors a digital currency in the United States is out of their mind. You can argue that what I just brought up is conspiratorial. You can make that argument, except I just brought receipts of ways this is already playing out around the globe. Why would it not play out here? And we already know that in the healthcare system, you have seen, well, we want to take care of people who are this color first and this sex second and this and that, and then we put you down. We put you, depending on your characteristics, down. Doesn't matter what your health is, but for equity's sake, we need to do this thing up here. We've already seen it. I'm not discussing anything out of school. I'm just playing their game to the end. And that's where their game goes. She doesn't want to go after the criminals. She wants to go after the people who are out there trying to sell their goods. Good, decent people who are trying to make a living. That's one. That is, I don't know if that's tone deaf or that's just a failure to recognize exactly how detached you are from reality. The other one is Don Lemon of CNN. Now, a lot of people talked about this. This was Don Lemon showing up to work wearing a suit and a hoodie. He's wearing a suit and he's got a hoodie. It's a fashion choice. And a lot of people, they made fun of the fashion choice. Hey, look, you're going to try things sometimes. Sometimes you're going to get made fun of. That's just the way it goes. And then Stephen Colbert, who referred to Don Lemon as a dear friend, he mocked him for it. And so they're there on their morning show that nobody is watching. And Don Lemon is asked about it. You want to respond? And he decides, instead of laughing it off, he decides to go into some screed about how he's, I don't know, a hero?
Here's the thing that I make lots of different outfit choices, right?
Yeah.
And when I took this job, one of the things was we want you to relax and be more comfortable and sort of go with what is happening in the world right now. People aren't wearing suits as much. Lots has changed since the pandemic, right? So I just found it interesting that there was such a reaction because online I got a lot of negative reaction. But hold on. So
yeah, but that's online. You always get negative.
I got negative reaction, but I just want to say that a lot has changed. I understand more of how you feel when women talk about when they talk about women's skirts and women's outfits and their hair and their makeup and whatever.
Women get scrutinized. Yeah,
I never
you see
get
what
scrutinized.
it's like.
Men never get scrutinized.
That's a really
that
good
much.
point.
So I think that have fun with comedy. I think if Barack Obama can get criticized for a tan suit, If Volodymyr Zelensky can fight a war in a hoodie, if Trayvon Martin can start a revolution in a hoodie, then Don Lemon can tell the news in a hooded sweater.
What? The correct answer was, I liked it. Hey, let's check on sports. What are you doing? This was a moment to get introspective, and you're now thinking of yourself as Vladimir Zelensky. You're leading a war effort against the invading Russians. You, in the comfort of your very, very large closet at home or there are the wardrobes at CNN, you decided this is what you were going to wear. It wasn't a hero's move, and it's not a hero's reaction. Holy crap, Don, how special do you think you are? Because I'm here to tell you you're less special than that. I've been on Don Lemon's show over the years, maybe 2 or 3 times. I met Don Lemon once. It was a very nice interaction. He might be a very nice friend. But the reason he's going to lose this gig is because he has zero sense of humor. He has no connection to the reality in front of him. You are not special. Nobody views you as a fighter, as a freedom fighter, as a hero, as a strong voice. That's not how they see you. Why do you see yourself this way? That conversation was so Brian Stelter in its total lack of recognition of how little people regard him. He thinks he's special. And by the way, Trayvon Martin started a revolution. It's not anywhere close to accurate. 2 progressives, 1 common theme. They are completely disconnected. Is that business casual? Chris wants to know. Dude, wear what you want. Look, I'm wearing the dress shirt and I'm wearing a vest. Well, I was wearing a suit, and then I'm having a cigar, so I decided not bring the jacket in, and I was just, I'm wearing this. I don't know. Is this acceptable for cable news? And yeah, the glasses, I don't know. I got a haircut. It didn't come out right. I'm a mess today. You see, that's it. Now you move on. See how easy that is, Don? I'm not wearing the vest to prove that I'm a man of the people. I'm also prepared to go rafting. That's not it. I put on a vest because it's a little chilly out and I didn't want to put on the full sweater. This is what I grabbed. Next. Doesn't take that much to be normal. Doesn't take that much to connect to your audience. And Caitlin Collins, to her credit, is trying to make a joke out of it, is trying to end the segment and be like, it's a good point. He doesn't even connect to that. He isn't aware of what his co-host is doing. Another reason why he's going to be gone from that show. What, 3 months? 3 months, right? There's no possible way he's sticking around. They don't want him. They didn't want him in the late night. They moved him here because they needed to just do some patchwork stuff while they figured out the rest of the schedule. And you're seeing CNN make those changes right now. That's it. He's gone. I have no idea where he's going to get a job next. Maybe Brian Stelter can get him one at CNN, and maybe he can do some panel work over there at the World Economic Forum. Or not. CNN still needs to make some more hires and some more choices. And there are good people out there, Chris, like, just call. I'll send you in the right direction. I'd be happy to have the conversation with you. Of course you take the CNN gig. You'd be crazy not to. I'm just saying, a lot of good people out there, lots of big followings. Happy to help you find somebody, even for mornings. This is a mess, but this is progressives. Completely disconnected. No sense of humor. No understanding that the problem is the criminal and not the person trying to sell their wares. What side are you on? And for progressives, it very often seems that they're on the side of Noah Rothman referred to them as the New Puritans. Noah Rothman of Commentary Magazine. That's his book, The New Puritans. And it's a total war on fun. It's a total war on decency. And on the policy side, for the mayor, it's a war on people. It's a war on the law-abiding, I should say. The criminal isn't the problem. The law-abiding is. If they would just stop using cash, good Lord. Anyway, I thought that was a really interesting 1-2 punch that took place over the last couple of days. I'm going to get back to this cigar. It's the Ferio Tego right there. The general. I don't know. Was that going to focus? Or is that going to freak things out? It's going to freak things out. It's the Ferio Tego Generosa. What Michael Herklotz has built over there. Something quite special. I enjoy it quite a bit. Guys, I appreciate you. Don't forget, the show is happening all the time. So subscribe on Rumble, as it says right there. And my thanks to Americans for Prosperity. AmericansForProsperity.org, economic liberty, free speech. These are the things that work for me. Even though when I disagree with them about stuff, it's that they want to talk about it. And that's what makes it so incredible. I appreciate you. Subscribe on Rumble. Get it done. Enjoy the weekend. I'll be back, and I will talk to you then.